Thank you.
Well, it's always thought-provoking and a very engaging conversation when we have Patriot Desmond Olariwaju Olufo will be in the studio as he has shared his thoughts on issues in the news. We'll be looking at more as it concerns the prevailing political situation and security situation in Edo State off the back of the sad killings in Urumi. We'll be joined by Marxist Kola after the break to further delve into the issues at hand. Stay with us.
Now here's some exciting news. ADBN is everywhere you are. Stay connected with us across all our social media and streaming platforms for exclusive news updates, captivating stories, and more. Join the ADBN community today via our various platforms on Avo TV app, ADBN Channel 121, Niger TV app, ADBN TV, Limex World TV app, ADBN TV. Get the latest news straight to your phone. Join our WhatsApp channel. Just search for ADBN TV and hit the follow button. Turn on your notification to stay updated and never miss any part of the experience. Stay in the conversation with us across our social media handles. On X at ADBN_TV, Instagram at ADBN_TV, Facebook ADBN TV, YouTube ADBN TV_NG, and keep visiting our website on www.adbntv.com. Watch us live anytime, anywhere. ADBN TV, a part of you.
Get ready for the ultimate SME trade fair. This is the after a sold-out season 1. ADBN TV and Passion FM are back with the SME trade fair season 2. Bigger, better, and packed with even more opportunities, more exhibitors, more networking, more sales, more business growth. From fashion to tech, food to finance, your next business breakthrough starts here. Happening live April 17th to 19th, 2025. Time 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Venue Passion FM Avenue, Udoma Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. ADBN TV and Passion FM, empowering SMEs and elevating businesses. Passion FM.
In the heart of Uyo, two young women with big dreams and even bigger egos are about to turn everything upside down. Meet Mfong,
Eyo Dudu, aka
the brokest rich babe in Akwa Ibom, and Mena, the worry girl who's convinced she's Uyo's finest. Thrown together by fate, they are living the dream and trying not to kill each other. In a city full of hope, hustle, and hilarious missteps, they'll learn that sometimes the only way to make it is by sticking together.
But it's so hard not to lose hope. I know.
Akpo Songudong, when everything's already wrong, what can possibly go right? And with their band of crazy friends and flatmates,
I was joking earlier. I'm your landlady. You are the caretaker.
all you get is more spice, more drama, more laughter.
I was gisting with my brother. yes, I have a new brother.
Lots of brothers don't hear. No one.
Get ready for the funniest ride of your life. Akpo Songudong, where dreams meet reality. What could go wrong? Everything.
So you see, these are our billionaire dreams. You don't go ever die. Tomorrow, we go harder. We go harder.
Coming soon, only on ADBN TV.
Well, thanks for staying with us on the program. It's time to delve into the situation in Edo State following the sad demise of 14 travelers who were lynched in a community known as Urumi. This morning, joining us virtually is the leader, Talakawa's Parliament, Marxist Kola Edokpayi, who joins us virtually. Good morning to you. Can you hear us?
Yes. Good morning, my brother and viewers.
Now, let's begin with this sad development and the current security situation. We hear that the governor has also taken proactive steps in suspending the boss of the State Security Service and all the illegal vigilante groups. Can you kindly paint a picture to our viewers this morning of the background to this situation and the current security situation in the state?
Yes, thank you, brother. First and foremost, I want to use this medium to commend the governor of the state, Senator Monday Begolo, for steps he has taken so far to ensure that this matter is resolved, to ensure that the matter did not degenerate into a very cataclysmic situation where everybody will be wrong. Those security network which gave the governor of Edo State appointed a retired commissioner of police to head vigilante groups were emerging because of the fact that there were no arms then to be able to fight against kidnapping, to fight against insecurity in their respective and the people shall be a primary purpose of government, but so far to say it's about the glory of security at okay. I want to condemn the lynching of innocent Nigerians who have rights to freedom of movement, who have rights to association. It was because of the poor situation, the security situation in that jurisdiction. On daily basis, farmers are kidnapped, mothers, women are raped. Reverend fathers have.
Well, Marxist Kola, we might be having a little bit of trouble with hearing you clearly. Let's see if we can have this connection redone, and so that we can get better feedback from you, because we can barely make out the words that you are saying. But in just a moment, we will get back to you, Marxist Kola Edokpayi. Well, I think he was trying to make a point, sort of commending the governor concerning the suspension of the commander of that vigilante group, and also the dismantling it. Beyond dismantling it and also suspending that commander, I think it sort of leaves a gap where the vigilante group had been covering, and also complementing the efforts of security agencies, proper security agencies, talking about the police and the military in the state. What are your thoughts, Bito?
Now, it's interesting to listen to the background story here, because we have all read the story as it greeted the papers and looked at reports filed in from Edo State. Now, the things he said I noted was the fact that the commandant, who is now suspended, was a retired commissioner of police, Friday Badin. Yeah. And having such a man of such status, having served in the Nigerian police force, and with his knowledge about security, it was only befitting that the state deployed him in an area where he just recounted suffered incessant kidnappings, suffered women who were raped on their farms, and the disappearance of certain youths and even reverend fathers.
Yeah.
So to think that that community had been plagued with these issues, which were underreported by the news medias, and in some way felt helpless and took up arms to defend themselves.
Took matters into their hands as well.
And now lynched these unsuspecting travelers who were seen with Dane guns, who are now being tagged as hunters and nomadics men. Now, the challenge is what the CP in his role before his suspension would have done better with the vigilante groups that were on hand. If they caught them in possession of certain weapons, were they channels for them to report the matter and probably, since it was a rural community, deliver them to police within the urban city centers? Of course, he's a former CP. He has those contacts in his books.
One argument I would always make towards this very unfortunate and devastating incident is the fact that a lot of ignorance must have been, at play for these individuals to have suffered such an unfortunate fate. If you take a look at the typical hunter situation in Nigeria, most hunters hunt not just with traps these days, but with Dane guns. Whether the hunter is from the northern part of the country or the southern part or the western part of the country or anywhere at all, you would find that hunters and Dane guns are a common picture. So when you say that you saw certain individuals in a vehicle all loaded with Dane guns and on transit, and the next line of action will be to stop them, which is right, stop, interrogate, ask them questions, but then going ahead to lynch them, that is on another level of, permit me to say, wickedness, because it makes absolutely no sense. If these individuals that were seen with Dane guns had been indigents of Edo State,
would they have been given that same treatment?
Would they have been given that same treatment? Wouldn't the residents of Urami had given them listening ear, or even the vigilante members of the vigilante group wouldn't they have given them listening ears to explain to them that they are not kidnappers, but rather they are hunters merely on transit? And I don't think in any situation you would find kidnappers loading themselves in a vehicle and moving on, all at the same time with their arms exposed. Kidnappers have a way they operate. If they are out for an operation, they will operate and they will kidnap their victim and head back into their hideouts, not to move on the road openly and freely with Dane guns. And I don't even remember seeing any kidnapper with Dane. I mean, I haven't seen any in physical, but I don't think kidnappers operate with Dane guns. If these individuals had been seen with AK-47 rifles or other sophisticated form of weapons, it would have been an entirely different story. Every Nigerian who has had to leave his vicinity or who has had to travel different parts of the country knows that hunters and Dane guns are a common picture that you will see. So it makes absolutely no sense. There is absolutely no excuse to this. And I think that if the government of Senator Monday Okpebholo wants to really establish itself as a government that is for the people and tolerates all, these perpetrators of these acts, whether young, old, woman, man, child, anybody, should be brought to book, should be brought to justice. It's inhumane, it's injustice, it's not justifiable, no matter how you want to argue it from now till next year. There is nothing that justifies the killing of these 16 individuals who were merely traveling to go and celebrate Eid with their families. Unfortunately, they couldn't make that journey to get back home. It's very unfortunate.
Well, largely condemnable and unfortunate, much in the words of Chijioke. We're hoping to get the leader of Talakawa's Parliament, Marxist Kola Edokpayi, if his network is better. But there are pertinent questions to be asked. The community where this issue suffered current kidnappings and abuse which were unabated, resulting to jungle justice, which is largely condemnable. But on the back of this jungle justice meted out to 14 unfortunate individuals is also the sad tale of stereotyping, profiling and labeling of certain ethnic groups, particularly based off of their way of life in nomadic transits across major parts of the country. And in keeping with this, we also hear developments that 14 suspects have been arrested. Now, there have been calls from well-renowned Islamic leaders, much like the Sultan of Sokoto and also Emir Sanusi, who have asked those affected by the demise of these 14 individuals to refrain from engaging in reprisal attacks. Now, a lot of persons will remember major cities in Nigeria where incidents like this also spiraled into large ethnic wars and religious crises, particularly in Jos in the early 2000s. Sadly, major infrastructures like the Jos main market were gutted by fire in the wake of such devastating history. Now, it's off the back of this that a lot of persons are saying, what can we do to deter a breakdown or a revisit to the sad pages of history books?
Well, Bito, let me just be very, very, very clear. One major thing that I think Nigerians continue to fail to do is post-Civil War, we have failed to fully reintegrate ourselves into different societies in the country and get back to being one Nigeria, as you know, a lot of people would like to term it. That was the entire idea, the entire initiative behind the National Youth Service Corps, which was meant to reintegrate and expose different Nigerians, young Nigerians particularly, to different parts of the country, with hopes of ensuring that the events leading up to the Civil War do not repeat themselves, and the Civil War itself does not even repeat itself. But some decades down the line, you will agree with me that the aim of NYSC has been hugely defeated.
Just hold your thoughts there a bit. We hear that we've been able to reach Marxist Kola over the phone as against having him join us virtually. Now, Marxist Kola Edokpayi, welcome back to the conversation this morning.
Thank you very much, my brother. Good morning.
Morning. My colleague and I were listening to the background you were painting. You had said that this community had suffered from kidnapping, and hence the reason why this jungle justice and left 14 people dead happened. Kindly just pick up from there, and then we'll continue the conversation as it goes.
Yes, thank you very much. Like rightly said before, the government has failed woefully in part of the constitutional responsibility in line with Section 14 of the 1999 Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria, which says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. On daily basis, in that same jurisdiction, we hear how farmers are kidnapped on daily basis. Poor farmers, they will have to go and look for money elsewhere to pay for ransom to the kidnapper. We heard of how rebel fathers are kidnapped on daily basis. We are aware of the fact that the level of security in that same jurisdiction is porous. These people have no option than to provide security for themselves. Yes, that was why they just organized themselves into a group, a small group called Vigilante, to be policing their community. When some persons were kidnapped, that should be about 3 weeks ago, they said Vigilante without guns. They said they announced it to the world that they were going to Nivo Forest to rescue the kidnapped victims without guns. Where are the policemen? Which are the policemen?
Marxist Kola, beyond
to take their destiny into their hands.
Mr.
Condemn in all ramifications.
Yeah.
The lynching of these innocent Nigerians who have the right to freedom of movement, who have the right to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly. Sir, when this truck was coming on that day, this vigilante, they stopped them, they asked them questions. And having asked them questions, now discover that they are hunters. I'm aware that they also went for hunting festival.
Yes.
In their community. One of their tradition is basically hunting. They love hunting very, very, very well. I think they expect this to be vigilantes. But I don't know.
Marxist Kola, at what point did this situation escalate? Because any Nigerian who is familiar with hunters knows that hunters use Dane guns for hunting. Yes. So why will these individuals just see guns with these hunters and assume that they are kidnappers? And even if they were kidnappers, if the community had the power to overpower these hunters and even lynch them. I think they also had the option of overpowering them and sending them to the police station if needs be, and not necessarily killing them in such a gruesome manner that we saw in that video.
That is that is the area I was traveling to. I said the acts of the vigilante, the so-called local vigilante, was very barbaric. It is not their responsibility to investigate whether they are kidnappers or not. If you see them with day guns like that, these people, these hunters, they go almost, they are always like they are not playing. They are always with their
anywhere you find a hunter, you find a Dane gun, whether in the north, in the west, in the south, anywhere at all.
Thank you very much. Their responsibility was, in fact, to invite the police, hand over all of them, all the suspects to the police, and let police profile them. People profile them, they will allow them to go. But for them to take the law into their hands, it is condemnable, it is barbaric, it is wicked, it is primitive. Let's be optimistic that the police that is charged with the responsibility of investigation will definitely unravel the mystery behind the carnage and arrest those involved in this dastardly act and bring them to book to serve as deterrent to other people who want to follow suit. Because of the fact that they have this notion that Fulani people are herdsmen. Fulani people are terrorists. Fulani people are terrorists. That was why they descended on these people like that. So it's this for the ministry, Ministry of Information, the National Orientation Agency, to begin to orientate the people on the need for them to love one another. I think that there are very good Fulani people. I've interacted with some Fulani men. They are very good. Yes. Despite the fact that they have one or two of them that are not
Marxist Kola, that takes us to the issue of the National Youth Service Corps, the NYC scheme. We were having a conversation surrounding that just before you rejoined. Now, we all know that the aim of the NYC scheme when it was created was to ensure that Nigerians, especially younger Nigerians who were the future of the country at the time, integrate with other parts of the country and familiarize themselves with the nation. However, that aim has been defeated as we now see individuals who are graduates and ready for NYC paying huge sums of money to ensure that they are redeployed to where they had their university education or redeployed back to their town or cities where they are resident. How do we tackle this issue? Because this is one of the major issues that we are facing that is causing all of these problems, the sheer ignorance that continues to build up in the minds and hearts of many Nigerians all across the country.
Yes, it is the responsibility of government to do that.
But government does not pay money to have redeployments done, Marxist Kola. The government does not pay money.
Yes. It is because of the fact that the National Orientation Agency has paid in discharging their responsibility. While I was growing up there, yes, I still graduates. They love to travel to the local region of the country to serve. From to the eastern to the western part of the country to serve. But the way it is today, it is not. It is absolutely not encouraging at all. To the extent that because of fear, I've asked some of my friends who are in law school, they haven't finished the exam in their law school exam. They were in Edo State, but because of what happened, the listing of these people to text and the threats coming from different quarters, they have to relocate back to Benin. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be love. We're supposed to love one another. We are one Nigeria. We are praying that these things that happen should not lead to another civil war. Yes, the civil war that was fought from 1967 to 1970 precisely started like this. Igbos, in fact, Igbos in the northern part of the country, they all relocated back to their states. Yes. It is not supposed the government should do something, should tackle this issue with immediate effect to avoid the national crisis. In fact, I'm not a pessimist. Yes, I'm seeing the national crisis. I think I watched a video online. Whether it is one of their imam addressing their followers, not another. The language Islam was using is extremely violent. Let's see what we can do to address this issue, so that our people, those people that want to serve in the northern part of the country, can go there without fear.
Now, Marxist Kola, there's an important issue now, as well as the community which had felt a lot aggrieved about past wrongdoings, particularly in the angle of kidnapping. One would think that having a former commissioner of police serving in that role to coordinate local vigilante, that a channel of reporting these incidences would have been established. How comes there is this gap in security?
I didn't get you.
My question is on the suspended former CP. And this gap in reporting incidences of community violence in Urumi particularly. What's happening now in the suspension of the CP, and is there now a proper channel to address this security concern?
Yes, in fact, I think that one is left with the governor. For me, the suspension of the coordinator of the security network, retired commissioner of police, Ibadan, has definitely created lacuna. Some people, if there are some information, in some papers that the government suspended the activities of the security network, while some said that the illegal vigilante, do we have illegal vigilante in the first place? Those people that are, in fact, because of the rate of high rate of insecurity, they started to come together, policing their areas and all that. We call that illegal vigilante and all that. But for me, the governor was very fast. It was very fast. There's honestly lacuna. Let's hope that the second in command, who is also retired chief superintendent of police, will definitely do it in order for them not to be lacuna to the system. As it is today, the rate of insecurity in our state is unbearable. In Ovia, just yesterday, we also had out a farmer was sick. The farm. The thing is rampant. We have no option than to organize ourselves into security outfits to make sure that we police our respective communities. The government should put on its thinking cap and make sure that security stakeholders, those that are very good at security matters, are invited. Yes, we invite them, we give them how to proper solution to this rate of insecurity in our state.
Well, Marxist Kola, this entire issue speaks to the situation of patriotism in the country and also national unity. In as much as Nigeria is one sovereign nation, it's a country filled with diverse tribes, ethnic groups, and even religions. And a lot of people still believe that the concept of one Nigeria is perhaps just a sham and not necessarily something that is quite achievable. In bridging this gap and in ensuring national unity and cohesion, what other measures beyond just the National Orientation Agency ensuring that they orientate Nigerians on this, what other measures, viable measures, do you think that the government can play, the role of the government and also the role of the citizenry in ensuring that Nigeria remains one sovereign nation?
Yes, on paper, yes, we have this on paper that Nigeria is one. For me, Nigeria is not one.
Tell us why you think Nigeria is not one.
Yes, if Nigeria is one, why do we have criminal code and we have penal code? Yes, we have criminal code and we have penal code. You see the issue. In 1914, amalgamation was a grave mistake. There is this for us, in order for us to resolve this issue, with all due respect, there is this for us to go back to history. There is this for us to go back to 1914. Yes. We have the northern region and the southern region, we have different philosophy. Different philosophy. Why would the colonial master bring us together as one? Not because of for administrative purpose. That is why you see the different agitations from different regions that we want to do. You hear about master IPOB, yes, in the eastern part of the country. In other regions, we also have self-determination groups. To find massive solution to this issue, we need to go back to our history. We need to go back to our drawing board. If we have the same philosophy, if we don't have the same philosophy, let everybody go. Like the biblical philosophy, the query let my people go. Let everybody go. You understand, to avoid all these unnecessary crises and all that.
Let my people go is your own solution to this debacle, Marxist Kola. But yet we have the IPOB that has been championing this cause, especially in the southeastern part of the country, for a very long time, post-Civil War.
Yes.
And IPOB has been this very close to being named a terrorist organization by successive governments in the country. And we also saw, being made by certain individuals for Duduwa Republic and all of that, and even Arewa Republic. At this point, it seems as if Nigeria is split into three parts, and everybody wants to leave because Nigerians on all sides are tired of each other, or one another rather. These are some of the incidents that led up to the Nigerian Civil War in 1967. To curb this issue, do you think it's best that perhaps a memorandum is brought to the table, to the discussion table, and everybody just goes their own way? Because at this point, the North cannot tolerate the South cannot tolerate the North, the West cannot tolerate whether the North or the South. Nigeria is just in this area at the moment, and we need to find solutions very quickly.
Yes. Like I said before, there is this dichotomy between the North and the South.
Yeah.
The Northerners consider opinion that they are born to rule, while the Southerners are saying no. That we believe in equality as far as we are all created in the image and likeness of God. You cannot claim to be superior to me. You cannot claim to be superior to my people, not that. But, like I said before, in order for us to resolve this issue, let everybody go. The West should go. The Duduwa Republic, Arewa, there is something like the person I want to say. They should go. Why the Eastern region should go? So that at the end of the day, the development will not be closer to the people. The people will not be there. They will not think that the president is not from the North and the president is one of us. The president will make sure the president will definitely use the money to develop the countries. You look at Togo here. Togo, I think those states bigger than Togo. Look at the Republic here. That's small countries. They are all doing well. Let us allow the regions, to go so that they can have the president that can rule or govern them and track development. But if we continue like this, continue to force ourselves on one another, saying that we are one, we continue to have issues like this. What happened in 1914 is just as what I would describe as salad and amala relationship. Salad and amala relationship. You cannot mix a salad and amala. You know what it would be. Understand? You know what the people are sick and tired. Like I cannot for more than 3 years now. I've not traveled to the north. That's why I have business to go and do there. I just say okay, the part and not fit. You understand? Sometimes if you want to even travel by road, you have to be praying to God. I mean, people not go the road, to pray to God. The roads are in deplorable state. There is high rate of insecurity. We got to rely on God. We got to rely on God for everything. What our president, governors are supposed to do will be disturbing God. That is why God doesn't want our prayer. God cannot do for us what we can do for ourselves. That is it, my brother. Let's be praying, like I said, like I discussed with my friend yesterday, that we should be praying that what happened in Urumi should not escalate. It not lead to the national breakdown of law and order.
Well, it's a prayer that we hope God would answer. Just before we let you go, talking about prayers, how did the Muslim community in Urumi and Edo observe their Eid prayers yesterday? Can you give us any knowledge of yours as to how that went?
You said?
The Muslim community in Urumi and particularly in Edo State, in response to this incident and the observation of the Eid prayers yesterday, can you tell us if you have any information as to how that went?
No, for me in my area, it went very well, but slow. I think I was there, yes, to observe, to see things for myself. I have a lot of people who are Muslims, despite the fact that they are not from the northern part of the country. My Benin brothers are Muslims. Yes. So it went very well. It went very well. Yes. At least we are peace-loving people in Benin City. We love one another. We accommodate some of the people of these northerners within our own jurisdiction, and we accommodate them. We work together. If it is another things like this, I think this kind of hatred will not be there. The government should wake up its responsibility to make sure that there is security of lives and property. That's all for me. It went very well. You cannot trust them. It was because of the fact that this thing happened in the month of Ramadan. No, it's not of Ramadan. They don't play the month of Ramadan. They are very dedicated. Yes. I think after the Salah, maybe the Salah is today or Tuesday. Let's see for Wednesday. Let's see what will happen. But we are praying to God that it should not escalate. We are praying to God that it will not lead to breakdown of law and order. We are praying to God that this will not lead to another civil war.
Well, thank you, Marxist Kola Edokpayi, for joining us on the program this morning to share your thoughts. We appreciate you.
Thank you. You're welcome, my brother.